So these are the eyeshadow palettes that I currently own. I'm on my floor just because they don't all fit up on my desk. Pudge is here to help us go through some of these. They no longer fit in the drawer, so I think it's important that I get rid of some that I am not going to use and pass them on to somebody who might get some use out of them. Okay, so I want to preface this with saying that I love most of the palettes in my collection, and so I'm not going to be getting rid of any palettes that I believe have value to me or that make me feel special. So I don't have as big of a collection as some folks do, of course, but most of the things that I have, I love. So I'm not going to be getting rid of things just to get rid of them. I'm going to be getting rid of things that I don't think add value to my collection. So with that being said, any of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, I'm not going to be getting rid of. So I do have the Norvina palette. As you can see, it's well loved. I really enjoy this one, along with Soft Glam. This one's pretty dusty and crusty. I absolutely love this, and one of my favorite palettes of all time is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Jackie Aina palette. I don't use this one as much as I should because I'm very scared to run out of it because it was limited edition. So I'm keeping all three of those. On the contrary, I have this one here by ColourPop. It is their Candy Castle palette. This one I just don't really think is as special as I wanted it to be. I really do enjoy these two shimmers and I enjoy this pink, but the pigmentation just isn't the most special, I suppose. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one along. This is my Smoke Sessions palette by Melt Cosmetics. I got this palette when it first launched, so it's an absolute disaster. They had like a bit of an issue where they were like puffing up, but I am gonna hold on to this one because I still really enjoy this palette. This one by Huda Beauty. This is her Mercury Retrograde Mercury Retrograde palette. I really enjoy this palette. This one has like really lovely pigmentation and I love it. So we're gonna go ahead and hold on to that. This is one of the newer ones in my collection. It's ColourPop and the Child, the Mandalorian palette. I love this palette. I'll have to pry this out of my cold dead hands. This is one that I'm kind of unsure of. It's the Dose of Colors Friendcation palette, and I enjoy it, and I think the pigmentation is like beautiful. I really, really love this green and this blue, and I obviously love this one as well as it's like dug into. So I think I am going to hold on to it for now because I think if I don't have it, I will miss it. On the contrary, this one is a palette that I got in a BoxyCharm, and it's pretty, and I've swatched it, but I've never used it, and quite frankly, I don't think I'm going to, so I'm going to pass that one along. This is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Androgyny palette. I got this when it launched. It's pretty. I don't get nearly as much use out of it as I want to, so I think I really need to prioritize this palette in an upcoming month where I put it in my drawer and I force myself to use it, and if I don't use it, I certainly will pass it along, but for now I do want to try to get a little bit more use out of it. This is Tasty Avocado. This is by I Heart a Revolution. I have not actually used this palette yet, and I've had this for quite some time now. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pass this along to somebody who could get better use out of it than I have. Any of my Natasha Denona palettes I'm not going to be getting rid of. I really enjoy her eyeshadow formula. So this was her release last Valentine's Day, and it's the Love palette. I should have known that. So I'm going to go ahead and hold on to that one. That being said, I'm also going to hold on to my bronze palette, as well as my Glam palette. I love both of these. I think I prefer the bronze a little bit just because I really enjoy warm toned neutrals, but I also really do enjoy the Glam. You can see I get use out of both of those a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and definitely hold on to those. Another one I'm definitely holding on to is my Tati Beauty palette. I know Tati's been really absent all of last year for the most part, but I still have a lot of respect for her. as a businesswoman and as a makeup artist, and this palette is one of the best palettes that has ever been created, so I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to that forever. This is a Morphe palette. It's the 3503 Fierce by Nature palette. I held on to this and I did try to put it in my everyday makeup drawer, and I got a few looks out of it, but it wasn't anything like spectacular. Like there's other shades in other palettes that I'm more amped to reach for. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually pass this one along. I have a couple of the ColourPop 9 pan shadows, so I actually have their new Wine and Only palette. I really love this. There is a review up on my channel. And I have Baby Got Peach. I have not used this one yet. I actually just ordered this one, so I am definitely going to hold on to this one. I love peach tones. This shade right here looks really special, so I'm definitely going to hold on to these. This is the Morphe Jeffree Star palette. I told myself I was going to get more use out of this, and I still have not. So I am actually going to go ahead and pass this one along. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's just not a palette that I am super inclined to reach for. So I am going to pass this along. This is Jeffree Star Cosmetics Orgy palette. I am going to hold on to this. I'm honestly going to probably hold on to a lot of these palettes. I really do enjoy his formula, and this is just a really pretty neutral palette, so I'm going to hold on to this. This is my Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. This is just like a really easy everyday palette that I feel that I do get quite a bit of use out of. As you can see, this Strip Poker shade down here and then Silk Teddy are like two shades that I dig into a lot, along with Cashmere Bunny. So I'm gonna hold on to this one. I really like it. This is the original Jaclyn Hill palette. Mine has been used and abused, and I'm not going to get rid of it because I really love it. So we're gonna go ahead and hold on to her. I have all of the Bloodline palettes, and I'm not going to get rid of any of them. Blood Sugar has recently been in my everyday makeup drawer, and it's one of my favorite palettes of all time, so we're sure as heck not going to get rid of that one. Blue Blood is one that I don't get as much use out of, just because, honestly, I'm not somebody that reaches for blue eyeshadow all that frequently. However, if I do want to reach for blue eyeshadow, this is the go-to palette right now, so I'm gonna kind of hold on to that. This is my James Charles palette. I had to buy this silly thing 3 times because the first one got stolen, the second one got chewed by my dog, and so this is the third one. I have not used it, and I honestly am not convinced that I will, so I think I'm going to pass this along to somebody who is going to get more use out of it. It's just too big for me, and if I was going to like get a ton of use out of it by now, I think I would have. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this along. It's literally like brand new. So hopefully someone will really be happy with that. I have 2 more Huda Beauty palettes. I actually have a third one bouncing around here somewhere. Actually, no, I have 4 more. So I have a 5th bouncing around here somewhere. That's her, I think it's the gold one, the one that like she redid. So that one's not going anywhere. I'm pretty positive actually it's at my work desk for days when I don't have time to do my makeup before work. I'll do it at work. But these are her neon palettes, and these are some of my favorite palettes. So I'm absolutely not going to get rid of either one of these. These are like my go-to summertime palettes. And these I got this past year in a mystery box that was done by Huda. So I am going to actually hold on to both of these as well, because I think that I can get some good use out of them. I just need to put them in my everyday makeup drawer. I have the Jaclyn Hill Vault Collection palettes, and I'm going to absolutely hold on to these. I really love all of these. So I think this one's probably my favorite, the Armed and Gorgeous palette. This is just like one of my go-to fall palettes. Dark Magic, I do get some use out of. I really love like the green tones in here, so I'm definitely just gonna hold on to all of these. And Blinged Boss, I love purple, so. And I love Jaclyn Hill. Speaking of Jaclyn Hill, I have her Volume 2 palette. This is another one of those go-to spring and summer palettes for me, and I love it with my whole heart, so we're definitely not gonna get rid of this, ever. On the contrary, I ordered this palette by Jeffree Star Cosmetics, the Mini Orgy palette, and it's just atrocious. So I'm going to go ahead and honestly just throw this one away because I don't know if you can see, but the quality is just the worst. So I don't think that this is worth passing on to anybody. This honestly just needs to go in the trash. I also have Jeffree Star Cosmetics Cremated palette. I don't love how much fallout there is in this palette, but I do enjoy this palette as a whole, so I am going to hold on to this one. And in that same spirit, I do have the Bloodlust palette. I love purple and pink tones, so I'm absolutely not going to get rid of this one. I love this palette. I just don't love this packaging. And then in that same spirit, I also got the Blood Money palette, and I love this. I love greens, and I just think that this is like a perfect green palette. So I have a whole stack here of the ColourPop 9-pan monochromatic palettes, and I am keeping every single one. I absolutely love all of these palettes. Let me make sure they're in frame here. So I'm not gonna show you all of them because there's a ton of them, but I have the Cloud Spun Mint to Be, Going Coconuts, Lilac You a Lot, On Cloud Blue, Aura and Out, It's My Pleasure, this is my favorite one, Honey, Ooh La La, my second favorite one, Orange You Glad, and Main Squeeze. This one's probably my least favorite one, but that being said, I absolutely love all of them, so least favorite's a loose term. But they're all staying because I love them all. We're getting to the end of the road here. This is my Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I think this is actually the only Urban Decay palette I have left in my collection, and I actually really love this one, so that's not going anywhere. The last two Jeffree Star Cosmetics palettes I have Conspiracy. I just got this one in his winter mystery boxes, so I have not yet used it, but I am going to keep it along with Jawbreaker. I love this palette. It's everything I would ever want in a rainbow palette, and I just think I'm going to get much more use out of this palette than I would the James Charles palette at this point, so I'm going to definitely hold on to this one and Conspiracy. I am going to go ahead and let go of this one by Juvia's Place. This is the Taupes by Juvia's. It's a very subtle, neutral palette, and I think for some people this is going to be like a staple and they're going to really love it. One of those people is just not me, so I'm going to go ahead and pass that one right along. This is the Ace Beauté Vintage Dawn palette. I really enjoy this palette. I don't use it nearly as much as I should, perhaps, so I need to make a point of it probably in the fall to put this in my everyday makeup drawer, but for now I am definitely going to hold on to it, and I want to try more from this brand. I have two palettes by Nomad Cosmetics. I have their Orient Express palette. I really love this. I absolutely love these like green tones. Their blues are unbeatable, so absolutely not going to get rid of this one. And furthermore, this is my favorite pastel palette of all time. This is their Harajuku palette, and I absolutely love this. So both of those stay. I actually have another one of these palettes that is in my everyday makeup drawer. It's the pink version. I have this one, and this one is in Carnival Candy. I'm gonna go ahead and hold on to this, as well as the Viseart Choo Choo palette. And although I don't love the packaging on this, I do love the color story. I love pink eyeshadow, so this is not going anywhere either. My last two are brand new to me. The Juicy Olive palette and the Vivid Rose palette by Give Me Glow Cosmetics. And of course, I am indeed keeping both of those. So these are the palettes that I'm gonna go ahead and pass along to somebody else. So I'm getting rid of 8 palettes. It's not my worst declutter, and it's certainly not my best, but I'm happy to be giving these to somebody who's probably gonna get more use out of them than I am or will. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe to my channel down below. As always, stay happy, stay healthy, and stay blessed. And I will see you on my next video. Bye.